अखिलात्मा नारायणः परः नारायणपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं नारायणः परः नारायणपरोऽध्याताध्यानं नारायणः परः यच्च किञ्चित् जगत्सर्वं दृश्यते श्रूयते विवा अन्तर्बहिश्च तत्सर्वं व्याप्य नारायणस्थितः अनन्तमव्ययं कविगुं समुद्रेन्दं विश्वशम्भुवं पद्मकोशप्रतीकाशुं हृदयं चाप्यदोमुखम् अधो नित्याविदस्यान्तेनाभ्यामुपरितिष्ठति ज्वालमालाकुलं वादी विश्वस्यायतनं महत् सन्ततगुं शिलाविस्तुलं पद्याकोशसन्निभं तस्यान्ते सुशिलगुं सूक्ष्मं तस्मिन् सर्वं प्रतिष्ठितं तस्य मध्ये महानग्निर्विश्वाक्षिर्विश्वतोमुखः सोग्रभग्विभजन्तिष्ठन्नाहारमज्जरकविः तिर्यगोर्ध्वमदशायीरस्मयस्तस्य सन्तता शन्तापयति स्वं देहमापाददलमस्तकः तस्य मध्ये भक्तिशिखानीयो ऊर्ध्वा व्यवस्थितः नीलतो यदमध्यस्था विद्युल्लेखेव भास्वर नीवारसूकवत्तन्वी पीतापा आस्वत्यरूपमा तस्या आशिकाया मध्ये परमा आत्मा व्यवस्थितः स ब्रह्मः स शिवः स हरिस्येन्द्रः स उक्षरः परमस्वराट् ऋतगुं सत्यं परब्रह्मपुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गळम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः ॐ नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात् विष्णोर्नुकं वीर्याणि प्रवोचय्य पार्थिवाणि विममे रजागुंसियोऽस्कवायदुत्तरगुं सदस्तं विचक्रमाणस्त्रेदोरुगायो विष्णोरराटमसि विष्णोः पृष्ठमसि विष्णोष्णप्त्रेस्तो विष्णोः स्यूरसि विष्णोः ध्रुवमसि वैष्णवमसि विष्णवे त्वाम् ॐ मेधा देवी दुषमाना नागाद् विश्वाची भद्रा सुमनस्यमाना त्वया जुष्ठानुदमाना दुरुक्तान् बृहद्वदेम विददे सुवीराः तया ऋषिर्भवति देवि त्वया ब्रह्मा गतश्रीरुतत्वया त्वया जुष्टश्चित्रं विन्ददे वसुसानो ऋषस्वद्रविणो निमेधे मेधां म इन्द्रो ददातु मेधां देवी सरस्वती मेधां मे अश्विना उभावा दत्तां पुष्करस्रजा अप्सरासु चया मेधा गन्धर्वेषु जयन्मनः दैवीं मेधा सरस्वती सा मां मेधा सुरभिर्जुषतो स्वाहा आमां मेधा सुरभिर्विश्वरूपा हिरण्यवर्णा जगदीजगम्या ऊर्ध्वस्वती पयसा बिन्वमाना सा मां मेधा सुप्रतीकाजुषन्तां मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि अग्निस्तेजो ददातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि इन्द्र इन्द्रियं ददातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि सूर्यो प्राचोदधातु ॐ हंस हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंस प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देव नारायण नमोऽस्तु ते विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व साईश्वर अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व साईश्वर अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वर हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु ॐ स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Sairam, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Akshaya Ravishankar. I'm from the Boston area.
And I'm Madhu Sivakumar from the DC area, and we'll be your MCs for tonight.
On behalf of all of us present here and those watching online, we offer our collective, humble pranams at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Lord, Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba.
And on behalf of the Thanawala family, the BhajanBliss team, and the devotion team for this event, it gives us great excitement and joy to welcome all of you to Rushi Umang Thanawala Birthday Akhanda Bhajans 2022.
This Akhanda Bhajan is being conducted for the welfare of all beings in all worlds, for universal peace and harmony, and of course, for the listening pleasure of our Guru, God, and best friend, Bhagavan Baba.
People have gathered physically from far and near, virtually over the internet from all over the world, to join in the celebration of divine glory and music. We pray to Swami for his grace, such that we can be capable instruments in his hands to experience his bliss through melodious bhajans.
One of the amazing things about RUTBAB is that it serves as an opportunity for new compositions to get debuted. And this year, we have a record-breaking 6 hours of special compositions with over 90 new bhajans. Young adults across the country are composing bhajans as a prayerful offering to Swami. And through these compositions, bhajans are evolving to be intricate, complex connections between music and meaning.
You know, as someone who enjoys singing bhajans, I find that my thought process during and before a bhajan session has evolved.
How so?
Well, you see, when I was younger, I would focus more on the tune and the beat, but now I'm more intentional in bringing out the meaning and bhava. I feel like that shift in awareness lends itself to a more involved and fulfilling bhajan experience.
Along with the lyrics, do you ever notice how the ragam of a bhajan actually facilitates understanding of the mood the composer was trying to convey with the bhajan? For example, Jivana Jyoti in Nata Bhairavi is a minor bhajan.
How does it go?
Jivana Jyoti tum ho sai. It's like a very minor bhajan. But do you know what the meaning is?
Let me look it up on side of those. Okay. You are the lamp of life, O Lord Sai. Lighten us the lamp of love, and lighten our life so that we may cross the dark crevices of this turbulent world.
Wow. That meaning is very solemn and somber.
What about Govinda Krishna Jai, Gopala Krishna Jai?
You mean the one Swami sings?
Yeah, immediately because of the tune and ragam. What is it?
Mo Govinda Krishna Jai, Gopala Krishna Jai, Gopala Pala Pala Radha Krishna Jai.
It's so happy and extolling the various names of the Lord.
And its meaning kind of follows suit too, right?
Yeah, but I wonder what happens if we were to do the opposite.
You mean like make a major bhajan minor?
Yeah. Like Ghanashama Sundara, do it.
You're like putting me on the spot.
Yes, because I can't do it.
Okay. Ghanashama Sundara Bhansidhara Prabhu. It's really hard, actually. But at least the first line, you can see how it's really sad, actually.
Yeah, I hate it.
Bhajan is normally like really happy and jovial.
Yeah.
But I guess now it's
not.
Yeah. One note. That's all I changed.
It's
just changed
kind of
one.
insane how just a simple change can alter the whole vibe of a composition.
Yeah, now I feel like I need to go and cry in a corner to Swami or something.
But I think, you know, like the one change can be said about any characteristic of a bhajan composition or rendering. Like the modulations, the riffs, the tempo, all contribute to the experience for the singer, the instrumentalist, everyone that participates in bhajans.
I agree. And I think, you know, as we go into these next 27 hours, we've been presented the perfect opportunity to be more intentional in what we're offering to Swami, invoking all the right energies to benefit not only everybody that's participating, but also for the inner transformation of ourselves.
And so as we get started, I think we should hear from Sidhu Sivakumar with the 10-year BhajanBliss Retrospective.
Let's give it up for Sidhu.
Om Shri Saram. I offer myself at the divine lotus feet of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Welcome one, welcome all to RUTBAB 2022. We are so excited to once again be in person with folks who are here, as well as being again online at BhajanBliss.com for those who are tuning in via live broadcast on YouTube. So with the few minutes we have here, I just wanted to share some of the progression that we've had, both at RUTBAB as an event and also BhajanBliss as an endeavor. RUTBAB was started on August 29th, 2012. BhajanBliss was started August 29th, 2012. And the goal, the stated goal for BhajanBliss was to bring great minds and great music under one roof. The idea being that we would be able to create satsangs together through the medium of the internet, and also bring folks together in person to sing Swami's name, to sing God's name, to have discussions about spiritual topics that are relevant to us, and really create a unified environment for everyone to be able to experience Swami from near or far in whichever way they find most valuable to them. So we have been operating the channel nonstop since then. So this is almost exactly the 10th anniversary of BhajanBliss. This year, so this month we celebrate the 10th anniversary of BhajanBliss. Of course, BhajanBliss was started by Brother Rushi Thanawala, and also I think I helped here or there a few times. But the endeavor it started out actually as not even as a YouTube channel where we would live stream, but just a place to actually upload streams that were made on Ustream, which is now a defunct streaming service. So we'll get to BhajanBliss in a second, but first I want to talk about RUTBAB as an event, as an opportunity for us to meet and gather and sing bhajans. So we've collected some photographs from RUTBAB through the years. What not everyone may recognize is that RUTBAB actually predates BhajanBliss. RUTBAB was started on Rushi's 10th birthday, when Rushi wanted to. He'll tell the story better than I can, but essentially the story goes that he heard that for Swami's 80th birthday celebrations, they were doing 80 hours of nonstop bhajans. And so he said, I can do that. I'm only 10 years old. I can do 10 hours of nonstop bhajans. And so he did. And that tradition has continued year after year. So unfortunately, we don't have pictures going all the way back to when Rushi was 10. We do have pictures going back to when Rushi was 16. So this is RUTBAB 2011. And you can see here, this is Rushi's own, actually his bedroom and his puja room, Kulwant Hall, as we call it, Sai Kulwant Hall, here in Jersey City, combined into one. And you can see it's very ornately decorated. So one thing that is kept on through the years is, regardless of the space, regardless of the attendees, whether it was just Rushi and Swami, or even if it was 200 people sitting in a hall, always decked out. So you can see, Swami's sitting there on a throne, and there is an Om in the center, and there's a photograph of Sathya Sai Baba and Shirdi Sai Baba. The next slide is RUTBAB 2013. So now we jump ahead. This is actually the one of the first RUTBABs that was where there's existing footage of it. And here you can see now it's the same room, but now we have dandiyas and other things hanging from the ceiling. If you go to the next slide, now you can see the same room again with the Happy Birthday Rushi banner that's there on the wall. But now there's even more lighting, there's even more decoration, and here is the start of actually displaying bhajan lyrics on the walls itself. So in each frame there you can see lyrics of some bhajans that you may recognize. On the next slide, now, this is where I think RUTBAB from 2015 and onwards started becoming an opportunity to invite more devotees to come and sit and sing together. Until this year, it was mostly just a few families who congregated, but this is the first year where the Rushi's room was not sufficient to fit all the attendees. And so it migrated to his backyard. And you can see tents here, and the 90 symbol, which is made out of LEDs and plywood. That's Swami's 90th birthday celebrations. And now we've also got the RGB lights that are prominently displayed on Swami's photo itself. And there are folks who are sitting there. If you go to the next slide, this is now another picture of RUTBAB 2015. There's inside, on the right-hand side, you'll see dandiyas again hanging from the ceiling. And here also you can see that Rushi has modeled Sai Kulwant Hall in Jersey City after Sai Kulwant Hall in Puttaparthi Prashanti Nilayam. The roof of his room is decorated with ornate green and gold tiles, just like Sai Kulwant Hall is in Prashanti Nilayam, although a little bit smaller. And on the left, you can see someone sitting and playing harmonium. That's a very younger and thinner version of me. And next to me is Rushi. And behind us is the rest of the congregation singing and playing instruments. Real blast of the past. Next slide, please. So now we're jumping ahead a few years because honestly, if you want to go and see RUTBAB 2016 through 2020, you can do it yourself by going to BhajanBliss.com and watching the entirety of RUTBAB, because those years are all documented. The entire YouTube stream is there. So we're just going to jump ahead to last year. And this is actually the 5th year that we are doing RUTBAB here at Sarva Dharma Service Center. And so we took a small hiatus in 2020 due to COVID, but we still conducted RUTBAB that year virtually over the internet, and so we should definitely mention that. And this year we're very grateful and blessed that we were able to do RUTBAB this year. We are able to do RUTBAB this year in person with limited attendance. Last year was an even more limited attendance. We only had about 70 individuals attend throughout the duration of the event, but still decorated just as beautifully as we would expect. With beautiful lighting and here this wonderful altar that you see before you. This is just another iteration of that. And so every year, the elements in the altar slightly change. And so if you notice, there are some things that are constant and some things that are different between last year and this year. And those are all symbolic for different reasons, but I'll let you meditate on that and figure out for yourself what those reasons are. So if we go to the next slide. I also wanted to kind of just mention that the RUTBAB logos, which are partially some of the symbolism that we humbly try to offer at Swami's feet each year, has changed over the years. This is back when I think Rushi was making these logos in PowerPoint. And you can see each year how they sort of change in their style, but there are some elements that always are there. There's always orange. There's always, not always, but usually a lion. As Rushi, he worships a lion. And every year we have the number of hours that the Akhanda Bhajan goes on for, which is at this point symbolizes Rushi's age in years, but has just come to honestly grow year by year in the number of hours because we have so many singers. And so at this point we actually increment the hours of the Akhanda Bhajan because we have so many singers that want to come and sing. Go to the next slide. And in 2018, you might notice a slight shift in how the logos were made, and that's, I think, because I took over making the logos. So at this point, we started having circular logos, almost like an emblem for each year. And we always have the name of the event that's displayed, but always a number, the lion, and of course Swami. He's always there in every logo. So this year's logo, every year's logo is my favorite, but this year I think is very beautiful because we have the lotus that has Sarva Dharma symbols, all the religious symbols. We have orange and pink, which are colors that Swami always extolled as being colors of love. We have Swami looking at a lion. We are symbolized by the lion. Swami, of course, is Swami. And there are a couple of other small touches and small Easter egg that you might not have noticed. If you look really closely at the logo, in the 6 pink petals, there are actually 27 small white dots, symbolizing 27 hours of bhajan. And finally, the logo is, I think we make it a point to try and make sure that everyone is clear that this event is really for the well-being of the universe, for the well-being of all humanity, for singing the glory of Swami. And so we would really love if everyone kept that in mind during this event. This is an Akhanda Bhajan after all. We are singing the glory of Bhagwan. The goal here is, not personal satisfaction per se, but really universal satisfaction, a sense of belonging to this universe, a sense of oneness and unity among all who are here, who are far away, who may, as Swami says, who may be our friends, we believe may be our enemies, or whom we perceive to be our enemies. We are all unified today. So please keep that in mind as we continue. And that's also part of the importance of what this event is. If you go to the next slide. I quickly want to talk about BhajanBliss as a YouTube channel. So many of you may know, of course, if you're watching online, you definitely know that we have run this YouTube channel now for 10 years, BhajanBliss.com. And it has it has really kind of grown into something that we could never expect. Back when Rushi was doing the broadcasts out of his room in 2012 on his iPhone, he would just take the video, the old iPhones, iPhone 4 or 5 or whatever it was at that time, and he would upload the video, and I would edit the video right after from wherever I was, either in college or in Washington, D.C. Now it has really kind of become something quite more than what we could have ever hoped for, and that's Swami's grace, of course. If you go to the next slide. I just want to share some statistics on the BhajanBliss YouTube channel. So one at a time. I think these are really striking. First video published, of course, August 29, 2012, and that was Evening Bhajans. It's somehow is one of the videos that's most viewed on the channel. The number of subscribers we have now is across 2,000. These are folks from all over the world, so not just in the United States, not just in India, but almost anywhere there is someone living, we actually have folks who watch. We recently had folks who watched from Greenland and from Fiji, and so we have people watching all over the globe, including right now. The most concurrent viewers we had at once was over 3,600, and that was November 2020 during around the Akhanda Bhajan season. The total number of videos we have on the channel is astounding. It's 1,642 videos. Some of these are short, some of these are long, some of these are very long. So actually what I think is a more interesting statistic is if you go to the next point, the total length, if you were to sit down and without sleeping, without taking any breaks, just watch all the videos on the channel from start to finish, you would cross 2 months. 2 months, 1 week, 6 days, 18 hours, 59 minutes, and 6 seconds worth of bhajans. Almost all of which is unique and original bhajans that have been sung by all of us. And many others around the world, actually. Because at this point, BhajanBliss broadcasts have taken place not only here in New Jersey, but in Canada, in Trinidad, many other places. Finally, if you were to tally up all of the people who have watched the videos and seen how many hours worth of videos that is, how many hours worth of time that people have spent listening to bhajans just from BhajanBliss, we're almost at 50,000 hours worth of time spent watching and listening to Swami's name sung by a bhajan. So that is all that I have for you in terms of... Yes, and the most recent development from BhajanBliss is a new series called BhajanBliss Daily, which is almost reaching our 365th BhajanBliss Daily, which is 1 year worth of daily bhajans. The concept there was selecting one bhajan to be the bhajan of the day, which is from an archived broadcast or video from the channel, and just displaying it with lyrics and with the translation. Those videos have become very popular because some of those bhajans are actually not present anywhere else on the internet. Some are new compositions, some are actually quite old or classic compositions. But we've been very grateful to Swami for giving us the opportunity to share not just these 27-hour long bhajans, which are where we can immerse ourselves for a long period of time, but even these short spurts of bhajans, one per day, that have really that people seem to really enjoy. So with that, I would like to say thank you so much for being a part of this endeavor. This would not actually be possible without all of you. Not only those of you who are sitting here, but everybody who's listening at home. This endeavor would not be possible. This is not just a young adult endeavor. This is not just a New Jersey-based endeavor. This is not even, honestly, not even just a Sai-based endeavor. We have folks who have come to learn of Satya Sai, or have even just come to enjoy the music. So I really just want to stress that this is only possible because all of us work together, put aside any differences we believe we may have, see the unity and divinity that we all have, that we all share, and come together in that unity to sing Swami's name. And with that humility, I would like to say thank you so much for coming. Looking forward to an absolutely blissful 27 hours with Swami here and in our presence singing. Let us all enjoy this wonderful event. Sai Ram.
Sairam, we would like to now call Mr. Mahesh Vellanki to come up to the front of the room and speak to us. Thank you.
Sairam all. Sairam. I want to first begin, with my most humble pranams at our dear Lord Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. My dear Sai brothers, friends, children, I've seen Rushi grow up from very little. And I'm sure you all were at that age too. And I'll tell you one thing, there are very few people in this world who start having this kind of activity, showing love for God in the form of singing melodiously. Very few in this world. So congratulations to all of you, first of all. I used to ask Rushi, as your age is increasing, are you going to put a cap on this? He says, no, uncle, we'll see. And I think it's testing the patience of his father, his mother, and I see his father holding his back after the event is over. But I'll tell you, this is not a simple thing. This happens only with Bhagavan's grace and his blessing to inspire you all to come together like this and sing with so much energy, seriously. And COVID did not put a break in this. It just put a temporary dip for practical reasons, and it's coming back up again. And as Brother Siddharth is showing all these photos, it reminded me of Matsyavatara, of Lord Vishnu, which was born and it came into existence it fell into a small, as the Rushi was offering his daily ablutions to Lord, to the sun god. He picks up the water and the fish comes up. And that fish, he didn't want to drop it. There was a reason why it came in. So he puts it in a glass, starts growing bigger. Then he transfers it to a tumbler. That starts growing bigger. And then it goes then he puts it in a big aquarium. That starts growing bigger. Then into a lake. It starts growing bigger. And then he had to very much transport it into an ocean at which the pralaya has happened. The whole world was moving out. And that fish sails the boat carrying all the people to survive and continue the life again. So as I was seeing these pictures, it occurred to me, my God, this movement is growing. And I hope it continues in Sarvadharma. And then as the size is increasing, I'm hoping this building also will increase in size. So that's the wish. So I have been working with Rushi since last Saturday, and the amount of love and care and the attachment and this feeling of love for Swami it hasn't changed at all. the details with which he decorates this whole place. It's getting more and more sophisticated every year. And it's looking like a wedding party almost now, with a walkway in between. And as he grows older, I can imagine the heights growing up and things getting more sophisticated. But, so it's the dedication that he brings. And why this center? So I asked, Rishi, why are you choosing this center? I'm just curious. And then he says, Uncle, this is the center that Swami has blessed. This is my home. This is the home where Swami, and I feel Swami's presence here. And I was asked to try to conduct this elsewhere, but I just didn't feel like, and this is it. So I'm really, really incredibly grateful to hear that, because we are all sevaks in this place ourselves. Nobody owns this place. This is our all Sai community which owns this place. And this is Swami's gift to all of us, because he personally guided how to construct this place, the designs and everything himself. So, and he asked us to run this as a service center. When these events happen, it is so inspirational for the rest of us as sevaks. There's so much energy you all bring and leave behind after you sing and leave. Those vibrations stay for many, many months and years to come. So thank you for that, by the way. And so I would like to mention a few things about this center, what we've been doing. During COVID, when everything is quiet, we started a new kind of seva since you last assembled here. We called it COVID-19 Food Assistance. It's basically a flyer. So I brought this here. It's a flyer filled with colorful items of food items, which includes milk, fresh produce, all the protein items here, making sure there's a nutritional balance across, and includes gluten-free and non-gluten-free items, sensitive to people who are allergic. And we distributed these. Each one is numbered with a big font. It's distributed to people in the community selectively by identifying people who are in need. And then they call a phone number here, which are answered by our retired seniors, and they pick up during the weekdays and order. We give them up to 10 items that they can order. And they can repeatedly order every week, no limit. And we have started this. Close to 1,200 orders have been received so far. We spent about $50,000 on it. And it has been so well received in the community. And you will see the racks in the dining hall at the back with all numbers labeled. That's what this is. And when people saw the way we're serving, because we're buying these items really as if it's for our family, just like we buy for ourselves. In Costco, in good reputed places from ShopRite, and not something that expires the next day or day after. And the response has been incredible. So much love. And they came one day and asked, why are you guys doing this to us? There's no advertisement. Is there anything that we can do? I said, nothing. This is out of love you're doing. That's our message written here. And that's what Swami wants us to do. And one day, out of the blue, one woman walks into the building to pick up her grocery bag. She goes in that hallway there, and she started slightly crying. And I was talking to my peers, Sai brothers in the corner. She pulls me, you have a minute. I'm filled with so much anguish inside. I wish, seeing all of you guys and seeing this, I wish I was a good person in my life. This was her comment, out of the blue. That was such an amazing and touching feeling. And when I don't know why she felt that. So this place brings vibrations which are filled with love. So we print the order with a label like this, very professionally, with all the 10 items listed with the name of the person and their phone number and who's delivering. So to many of them, we actually deliver to their home. We speak to them, we sometimes spend time with them, asking about it. Well, and this is all done by our young adults here, by the way. Some group of young adults who will come in tomorrow morning and do it. So I think, look, in the interest of time, I think we should continue with the program. But I really want all of you guys to enjoy the Melodious program. please do it. And thank you for coming and giving us this opportunity to host this. Thank you.
Sairam everyone, we're coming close to the start of the 27-hour Akhanda Bhajans. Thank you so much, dear MCs, Mahesh, Uncle, and Siddhu, for all the wonderful words. I just wanted to make a quick note. Today, the Akhanda Jyoti will be lit by a few very special individuals. Primarily, first, it will be lit by my dear brother, Siddharth, and his newly married wife, Sister Mahima Siddharth. It is, Hindu tradition that whenever a newly married woman comes into the home, she lights a lamp. And so this is, for us, Mahima marrying into our family. This is very symbolic for us to have Mahima join us by lighting the lamp today. The second pair of individuals that will be lighting are Brother Ashish Sonde and Sister Radhika Sonde. Brother Ashish Sonde was very kind to bring the RUTBAB invite to Swami in Puttaparthi and offer it at the Mahasamadhi. So he and his sister will light. And the fifth person who will join in the lighting ceremony is Sister Akshaya Ravishankar, whose actually is her actual birthday today and was a wonderful MC. So happy birthday. And so the five of them will offer the light to Swami and commence the Akhanda Bhajan. Off to you for housekeeping.
Continue with the program. Everyone, please take a moment to pull your phones out and turn them to divine vibration mode or silent mode. Meals and snacks will be served throughout the bhajans in the dining hall, which is just downstairs. And the details, including timings, have been sent in the most recent RUTBAB logistics email to all the attendees.
We also ask that you please do not bring any food or drink into the bhajan hall with the exception of water. We politely request that devotees not congregate in the hallways or the dining hall during the bhajans. Please remember that we are here to sing the glory of Baba. Food is always available, but we urge you to keep conversation to a minimum. There will be plenty of time to socialize at the end of the event. Restrooms are equipped with showers for the convenience of all devotees, and if you need to take rest, you can always find some space downstairs.
And a few guidelines on the bhajans themselves. We will start at 7 p.m. with assigned bhajans. All instrumentalists, singers, and chorus leads have been assigned for all the slots. We would like to remind all assigned bhajan singers and instrumentalists to please be seated in the hall 10 minutes before the block for which you are assigned, and check in with one of the bhajan sevadals who are wearing colored scarves. So without further ado, let's get started with our program with meditation and multi-faith prayers and the lighting of the Akhanda Jyoti. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.